As none of you know, I am a math and physics student, meaning my classes have its focus on math and physics, meaning I have more of it a week and I go deeper into the material than other people in my school, because you can pick you have to pick a topic you want to go deep into in my school. Anyway, so after one semester, I realized what kind of pickle I got myself in. Not that it's shit or anything, but the more I listen to my teacher talk about theories and shit, the more I'm confused on how the fuck this shit came to be. Don't get me wrong, I do get the material, it's very logical actually, but I don't get how the fuck I would come up with this. And I would never think of stuff like this, for example. And also how stupid math questions are compared to in class and compared to homework and compared to tests, but I get more to that later. So let's start at the beginning. These men in ancient Greece stole these numbers from the Middle East and said, hey, let's make a complicated system out of this, which will dictate how we build plans for buildings, rockets, and shit in the future. But that's not complicated enough. How can we make sure people know what country this unnecessary complicated stuff originated from, and how can we make people suffer along the way? Well, let's integrate our one-of-a-kind alphabet with characters that are impossible to pronounce and draw into it, and also make symbols for really specific things that you have to use, otherwise it's mathematically wrong. Diabetes Maximus, you're a genius. Thank you, I know. Anyway, then more and more Greek philosophers came and wanted a theory named after them, so they went like this, for example. I'll use the example of Pythagorean. I need a theory named after me so I can be famous and torture future kids in modern schools. I see perfection. Hey guys, look at this. I made this. What's that? Well, it's hey you, give me a quick word. Angle? Yes. It's a right angle triangle because it has a right angle. And what's so special about it? Well, if you take this equation I made, which I mathematically proven, don't fact check that please, just trust me on that one. But then you can calculate every side and length and the surface around it. Why? Well, I don't know, but it's a cool theory, and now I have a theory, so it's gonna be named after me, the Pythagorean theorem, and you shall praise me for a math genius. That's a lot of work for some recognition, don't you think? Shut up. By the way, the Pythagorean theorem, and now my inner math nerd is gonna show real quick, is just a simplified thing within trigonometry, which has a bunch of complicated shit like sinus, cosinus, and tangent and shit, which then you can make more complicated shit out of with things like this. By the way, the equation which prove formulas in math are also a mystery and way too fucking long to memorize. And even my math teacher said if you are challenged to mathematically prove an equation and you don't have the basic idea behind it, you're fucked and you can give up on your life because you have devastating chlamydia. And then more and more people later on from different countries other than Greece came and rewrote math and also made some shit up in physics, so they have a value named after them, which is similar to the old Pythagorean boy here wanting to be special and have something to name after them. And then there are all these shapes like these, for example, which are special in a way I don't know, but they're special. That's what my math teacher told me. Like the Gothic window, which is a perfect triangle with some circular bits around it. But when and why the fuck do I need to know how this works? It's not like in my everyday life people are gonna go, hey you, go build a Gothic window. Like, what the fuck? Speaking of unnecessary, can you please talk about the questions in class, homework, and tests compared to each other? They get more complicated the more important it is for your grade. I'm pretty sure all of our math teachers preach about how the test isn't meant to fuck you over and will be as difficult as the questions from the class, because after all it's a test that is supposed to test how well you did. My ass, these questions in the test are always so fucking long and give little to no points, meaning mistakes are more severe and just here to fuck you over. For example, questions in the class can look something like, this line is 5 meters long. because fuck the imperial system. And this line is 3 meters long. How long are they put together? Simple enough. Now, the questions in our homework look something like, this line is 5 meters long, cosinus is 69 degrees, and my cock is hard. How big is this angle? A little harder, a little more impossible. And then the questions in our test, no joke, this literally came once for me, look something like this. This is a triangle. Figure out how long all sides are and all angles in 5 minutes. Yes, that literally came up, well, not exactly that, something similar, but those questions are the reasons me and my friends think math is just a luck thing at this point. I'm talking completely RNG. Anyway, math is still logical at the end of the day. I don't get why people hate it. Also, thank you for 100 subscribers. My next goal would be to overtake my friend, which you can see here on screen. If you can hit that by the end of the year, I'd be very thankful. Thank you very much. Please subscribe, and goodbye.